Hello everyone and welcome to Nara's studio. Thank you very much for being here today. This reading is going to be about what's coming up next in your love life. So we have 3 piles for you today. This is pile 1 with the Himalayan quartz, pile 2 with the turquoise, and pile 3 with the amethyst point. And this reading is for my singles out there. So feel free to take some time to connect with the piles and crystals, and you can pause the video if you need a little bit more space. Otherwise, I will see you at your reading. Alright, pile 1, if you chose this beautiful Himalayan quartz, this is your reading about what's coming up next in your love life. And these 2 cards over here will show me the current energy around your love situation right now. So let's just start over there. We have maturity and inner peace. Okay. So for sure, the current experience right now for you, I think, is a lot of solitude actually. And you're just taking time to consolidate and integrate the lessons that you have gained from whatever love experiences you've had in the recent past or just in the past. And I think the priority for many of you now is to just heal your heart and also to grow your emotional bandwidth as well, if there's something I could say, because maturity, I think, is also you maturing in your own emotional growth, right? You maturing in terms of, let's say, what you think you can ask for in a relationship, maturing in the sense of having a greater sense of independence and autonomy, and wanting to be more assertive in your emotional needs. You're growing up in terms of like your emotional capacities as well. And so that's something that you are working on right now, and it's bringing you a lot of inner peace, or rather the focus for you right now is on maintaining this inner peace. I don't know if you guys actually are open or are ready to invite somebody new into your life, just because this current state right now and this energy that I'm picking up, it just feels very comfortable, almost too comfortable, that it's like, do we really need to upset the status quo? Or can we enjoy ourselves a little bit more in this time here? So that is the current energy, and if this is you, feel free to stay along for the reading here. But right now we're gonna start off with tarot, just to find out what's coming out next in your love life, okay? All right, so let's have a look here together. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. You can't really see the Queen of Pentacles, but she's right there alongside the Magician and the 8 of Cups. Underneath the deck, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The first thing with the 2 queens over here is that I think you're still trying to understand what you want in love, or at least trying to understand what was the meaning behind the experiences that you went through. The Queen of Swords is a little bit of confusion about what really do I want for my love life in the future. What kind of person do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be with? What kind of love dynamic do I want to have? The Queen of Swords is not very certain about her place in love, and without having figured that out, she is a little bit hesitant, right, to put her full mind and intention behind something. But what is supporting you is the Queen of Pentacles energy. Because even if you don't fully understand something from a mental space, what you do know from the Queen of Pentacles is what your body needs, right? Like that you need to be perhaps in a relationship that you feel safe in, that you feel physically comfortable in, like perhaps there are some home life experiences you would like to have with your person, and you can see that. And there are some of these more tangible 3D type of experiences that you want to have in love that is that is clear for you. And the Queen of Pentacles is also, I feel, you cultivating a sense of independence in your own life, because you're not leaving somebody else to take care of your needs. The Queen of Pentacles says that I can take care of my own needs, and I can be independent, and I can provide for myself. I don't have to wait for somebody else to provide for me. So when it comes to what's next in your love life, I think it's a lot of independence. This spread here doesn't scream partnership. It doesn't scream like companionship or love. But what it is telling me is that this is perhaps the kind of love dynamic you want to be in. One where you and your person honors your independence, your freedom, your desire for your own type of success and your own type of, I guess, material well-being, right? Like that you're not leaving up any chance for somebody else to take your finances away from you, or to control your finances, or to even control your career. Like, no, like that's absolutely not what you want. And so therefore we have the Eight of Cups to the Magician energy here, where we are moving on from something that might have been very oppressive on us or very challenging for us, to somewhere where we feel like we can actually just be our best self and fulfill our highest potential. So what is coming up next for you in love is also the potential to meet somebody who wants the best for you and is willing to support you and your highest potential. Because sometimes you might have been in a situation where your person was not very supportive of you going after your dreams, and they didn't really know how to be your biggest cheerleader. But the next partnership that you're in is someone who knows how to do that. And not only that, they enjoy being your cheerleader and seeing you be the magician. Like, this does not threaten them. It does not make them feel weird in any type of way. They just want to see you succeed. Okay, so overall, your what's next in your love life is a lot of independence and passion, and also autonomy to still be your own person whilst being in a partnership with somebody else. Okay, so let's get some oracle messages now for you in terms of what else is coming out next for you in your love life. Okay, we have here fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So you are being called to believe in this impossible love that you think you have. You think that you are crazy for dreaming up a certain person that seems too good to be true, or a love dynamic that seems too good to be true. But the whole intention of this card here is to know that what you want to believe is possible for you, and it's not crazy, it's not far-fetched, that there is somebody out there for you. So take that into consideration. Underneath the deck, we have Wait for Winter. During the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you to manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So winter might be a season to look out for in terms of a certain timeline as to when there might be some new developments when it comes to love. So that's a very exciting time. I believe, I mean, if we're looking at like the actual seasons, winter starts in October, I want to say. I am not super familiar with this because, yeah, I think it should be October. I'm not super familiar because I live in Singapore and like we are constantly in summer. So I'm not like having to keep track of when summer or spring or winter is, because we don't have that here. Anyway, let us get a little bit more information with the Moonology cards. That was intense. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you whilst I relight this candle. Okay, so that was partially on me because it's never quite entirely safe, I guess, to put candles near your cards. But I like the look of it, so we will go with it. But that's quite interesting because what were we talking about? We were talking about the seasons and timing. And I've never had a situation where my cards fell on my candles because I'm quite like I keep a distance, when I'm shuffling. So one message that could come through is that some of you are a little bit burnt by love experiences, and you're not holding your breath to wait for anybody. You're not really keeping yourself up at night to hope for new love. It's not something that's on your mind. And in fact, you might feel a little bit weirded out if there was somebody coming into your life, even like right now, because you might question their intentions, or you're not sure if they would be the right person for you. And there's just a lot of like hesitation. So I see you kind of like experiencing this love and this passion, but then quite immediately wanting to put out that fire because you don't feel like you don't know if it's for you. So Spirit just wants to point that out. I don't know if there's anything else to be said about that, except that if that is your state right now, then maybe that's where you need to be, just honor that. Just hold space for the fact that, yeah, you feel a little bit burnt out and you need a bit of time, especially we were literally just looking at this inner peace and maturity card. Like, absolutely, like you want to keep space for maturity and inner peace. You want to keep space for like your own solitude. By all means, you are not forced to be in a relationship with anybody that you don't want to be with, okay? So I know you have somebody specific or a specific outcome that you want to manifest. Well, then keep your minds to it, keep your heart to it. So let us now take a look at the next cards we have. Nothing will come of this situation, void, of course, moon. And we also have a time for healing, balsamic moon. Yeah, essentially, I think some of you are so afraid perhaps of reconciliation, is what I'm hearing. Like, you feel that winter season might be a sign that somebody is coming back into your life. I don't know if that's the case, but there was that reaction that, oh, I do not want that kind of person to be back in my life. So I do not want to open up a relationship when I'm still in a healing state. So if you are still healing, the message from Spirit is that you can just focus on healing. Nothing will come of any situations if you do not want it, if you do not choose it. Your free will and your choice is extremely, extremely important in all of this, okay? So give yourself the time and the space to do what you need to do, heal your heart, take care of yourself, be in solitude. That is all fine. Underneath that, we have belief in the impossible, blue moon. This is a callback to that same card. I'm getting another message here that Spirit also wants you to know that it is possible for you to heal. It is possible for you to get well again. So this impossible dream of yours isn't just the meeting your Prince Charming or Princess Charming, of your dreams. It's also about you believing that you can return back to a state of wellness, a state of wholeness, and that you can be healed. So if healing is a big priority for you now, believe and know that you can heal and that you can be restored. Okay, now let's have a look at our next oracle cards. And I need to be more careful with my shuffling as well now, so let's have a look. Okay, beautiful. We have abundance and rejection underneath the deck. Wow. This is really powerful message because you come from a place where you have felt so rejected in love, and perhaps there was a situation that made you feel very undesirable and you just couldn't feel accepted in love, and you go from that to a state of abundance. Abundance is also about receiving. Abundance is about being able to accept new things into your life, new possibilities, new people, or even new wealth, new cash, new opportunities, right? And the act of receiving and the act of accepting something from the universe or from some external source is a mirror of how much we can accept ourselves. It's very much a mirror of the self-acceptance energy. So how much you can accept yourself is also how much you can accept these abundance and gifts from the universe. So what I see for you, many of you, the healing journey that you're on is a journey of self-acceptance, a journey of self-love, in seeing that you, just as you are, is worthy of the greatest love that you can have in this lifetime, is worthy of an abundance of love coming in and pouring in into your life, is worthy of a love dynamic that gives so much to you that you will never find yourself depleted in that kind of situation. You will never find yourself rejected or lacking. You will be so loved and always feeling loved, always feeling abundant in love. And perhaps that abundance also translates to wealth, right? In other aspects of our lives, because we get to experience such a great deal of abundance in our love life. And this is what's coming through for you. So you're really experiencing a huge mindset shift in loving yourself and knowing that you can therefore receive the love that you have given to yourself. And that is immensely, immensely powerful. So to close off this reading, let us get you an affirmation card just to see what else Spirit wants you to know about your love life. Alrighty, we have here independence. What were we talking about at the very start of this reading? What were we talking about? We were going on and on and on about you having your own independence. So this is crazy. But the message here is the more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear Lord. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Underneath the deck, we have challenges. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over divine and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So pile number 1, this is what I see for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I wish you all the best in your next chapter of your love life, and I look forward to reading for you in the future. Bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to this reading about what's coming up next in your love life. So we're going to start off with this card over here that will show us the overall energies surrounding your love right now. And the card we have is Yin and Yang. So I think you are on a journey of balance, and I would say that I am also picking up that many of you are like in the process of definitely manifesting the yin to your yang, the yang to your yin, and it's in work, it's in progress. So this card is confirming that if you feel like you're wondering if it's happening and if it's still going on, it is. You know, whatever it is that you have been looking forward to manifesting, this is happening. You know, and this balance is working itself out. It's just taking its time to do its thing. So give it its time. It's all happening. The yin to your yang to the yin is coming towards you. So don't worry about that. But let us take a look at what else Spirit wants you to know about what's coming up next in your love life. We're going to use tarot first. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles is like dependable. They will deliver that pentacle. They will go the distance to make it happen. So again, this confirms that what you want is coming to you just as much as you are going toward them. Okay, very beautiful energy, and it's very straightforward. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse next, and underneath the deck, we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so this is where we get a bit more nuance to this reading. The Queen of Wands feels like my people here. Like, you guys are the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is where we might be feeling a little bit doubtful about whether or not this thing is happening. And that could be why this yin-yang card showed up for you straight off the bat, to just give you that assurance that your manifestations are progressing as is in divine timing and alignment. I wonder if some of you have been praying and manifesting this for some time now, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, because Pentacle energy is the slowest moving energy. So If it has been something you've been manifesting for a while, you might be just wondering like, is this even working, or if I'm ever going to meet this person? The answer is yes, it's still happening. And what is just of curiosity now, I would even say for myself, is, well, why is it taking so long? What is up with this divine timing that it needs to take so long? So I'm just gonna get one more card here just to see if we can get some clarity about why something is taking so long in your life. Okay, we have the King of Cups as well as Ace of Swords in reverse. And underneath the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Why it is taking so long? Spirit is asking you not to only consider the outcome, but to consider who you have become throughout this process. Because both you and your person have had to do a lot of work on yourself with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You've both had to go through all of these lengths to do this inner work, to heal yourselves, to grow yourselves in love. And it by no means has been an easy journey. It hasn't. So your soul has needed time to grow. And that is kind of like the simple answer here, is that you need that time to get that download as to what you are meant to learn as a soul when it comes to love, when it comes to perhaps even manifesting love, when it comes to knowing how to hold space and be steady, be still in the manifestation process, and to keep trusting until you get to that point of manifestation. Because the King of Cups, he holds himself steady regardless of the waves that are around him. And that's how he is emotionally the King of Cups. Because just because he's the King of Cups doesn't mean that he doesn't experience emotions. He does. He's just learned how to master them. He's learned not to let his emotions control him, but for him to know how to ride those emotions and achieve mastery over them. So that's the thing that you're learning. And that's the thing that is still downloading for you with the Ace of Swords in reverse. We need to know how to be there for ourselves first, how to hold emotional space for ourselves first, and then we can really be the person that we want to be and be able to invite in the kind of love that we want to bring into our lives. Okay, so there's still a little bit of homework to do. I feel there's still a bit of lessons to go through for both you and your partner. And it's a process that cannot be rushed. So once we allow ourselves to just soak in those lessons and integrate them, then you will find that it's like the door opens, right? And the sun shines and suddenly it works. And it works because you've learned the lesson. It works because you've gotten the download based on the, I guess, conditions of what is needed for this download to happen in your life. Okay? So I just hit my elbow on my table. But let's get some cards here about what else Spirit wants you to know about what's coming up next in your love life. Okay, we have here hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. This very much is that energy we were picking up just now of you wondering why things are taking so long, and the hidden depths card is revealing to you that what needed to take time was for you to unearth all of these things inside of you, for you to unearth perhaps any old stories about love, any old unhealthy narratives about love, any patterns that you might have, uncovering like lessons and truths and soul mysteries about your experience with love and bringing that to light, because there's something about this process that perhaps needs to be done alone. It doesn't really quite work when you try to do this with somebody else. So this is why we need to do this uncovering on our own. This, I guess, what do you call it? Like an excavation on our own, okay? Underneath the deck, we have belief in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the Northern Lights says, you are part of nature, so you are magical too. So yeah, believe in magic, believe in the manifestation work that you have done. I would not be surprised if some of you have already been doing any kind of like manifestation work. I'm even seeing like candle magic for some of you, or perhaps you do a lot of journaling, you do a lot of scripting, you actively engage in perhaps even spell work to support your love journey. Believe that everything that you're doing is happening for a reason, and that magic is working, and really just allow yourself to focus on the most important thing, which is to learn and experience this period of your life fully without trying to avoid it, without trying to like just skip past the chapters, you know, because no matter how challenging it is, no matter how difficult it is to quote unquote be alone at this time, this period of your life is showing you something essential. So give it its time and space to do that. Okay, now let us get you some Moonology cards to look at what else Spirit wants you to know about what's coming up next in love. We have nothing will come of this situation, void of course, moon, and we also have confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. Underneath the deck, we do have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. So we do have 2 new moon cards, so this is definitely signifying that there are new beginnings when it comes to love. So you can rest assured in that knowledge. First of all, the void of course moon card is saying that whatever it is that you're worried about when it comes to love, nothing will come of that situation. So if you're worried that, you know, basically you're going to be single for life, if you're worried that nothing will happen to you in your love life, if you're worried that you've already missed the opportunity to meet the love of your life, you haven't. And so it's still progressing. Again, this message that your manifestations are in progress. You just need to focus on yourself and what you as a single person right now needs to experience in this point in time of your life. Confidence is key. Is really saying that like I don't know if some of you feel unconfident because you're single. Like you feel like perhaps there's something wrong with you, or that, you know, it's better to be in love rather than to be single, and some of you kind of feel like it's a slight chip on your shoulder to be single. And new moon in Leo is just saying that like, hey, you are great as a person, and there is no reason why you should love yourself any less just because you're single. And when you wear your confidence, you radiate for yourself and for others. So keep doing that. Keep showing up in that kind of confidence, because your guides, your angels, the universe doesn't see you any lesser than just because you're single right now. No, that is absolutely not the case. Okay, so I kind of feel like the thing that's a little bit funny about this reading is that when it comes to what's next for you in love, I think you're still gonna be in a singlehood period of your time for a little while more, just because something about this time is very essential for you to like learn something, or to gain something, or to perhaps rewrite a certain story about yourself. And the lesson actually is the catalyst for love to come, but we need to learn the lesson first. Okay, so let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. I kid you not, we have isolation. And what's underneath the deck? Perception. Okay. So there's a dual meaning to this isolation card. The first thing is, do you isolate yourself too much, right? To the point that you're not even open to new love experiences? Do you isolate yourself to the point of to such a great extreme because you are perhaps ashamed of your current relationship status in life, especially with this Leo card? Because Leos are pride, they represent the lion. The lion is about the pride of the lion, and also pride in its shadow form is shame. So I wonder if some of you isolate yourselves out of shame and you don't really feel like you can meet people or talk to your friends and your relatives in a comfortable manner because of the status of your relationship. And really, you know, Spirit wants you to know that perhaps the biggest lesson to learn here is that this is all just a perception, that there isn't a better way of living, there isn't a more preferred way of living. There are so many things that people say, you know, about love, right? Like that no man is an island, or I don't know, like that's the main thing that comes to my mind, that no man is an island. And it could make you feel like love and family is preferred compared to being alone. And maybe that's just a story that people tell themselves, right? What if it's better to be alone than to be with somebody that we don't really want to be with? What if it's better to be alone than to force ourselves to be in a relationship that isn't really a good match for ourselves, right? I mean, how many people stay in relationships that aren't right for them? So how can we say that we prefer somebody else's life and somebody else's relationship status when we don't always fully know what goes on in that relationship dynamic? So the isolation and the perception is showing you that every version of you in your life is worth celebrating, is worth living for, is worth fighting for, and is worth experiencing. So there's so much self-worth like just pouring in, like the energy of self-worth just pouring in this part of the reading, and I really hope that you are receiving that. Okay, so the final part of this reading, we're going to get an affirmation card for you just to see what else Spirit wants you to know in the next phase of your love life. Alrighty, we have here direction. Lord, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Okay. We then have health. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. Beautiful. And underneath the deck, we have gratitude. Find just one thing that you feel grateful for right now and let that gratitude pour through your body. It's a healing balm like the warmth of the sun. Okay, so pile number 2, this is what I see for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. I wish you all the best in the next chapter of your love life, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose the amethyst, which I just realized I did not place on my desk here, but if you chose the amethyst, this is your pile. So the first card over here will show us the overall energy related to your love life right now. And then we're gonna grab tarot and oracle cards to look at what's coming up next for love, in love for you. So the first card we have is sexuality. And that's a very interesting first card to come out, because I feel like for many of you, you're getting more and more clear about your expression of sexuality. And I want to be careful in how I phrase things here, and I'm just telling you that I am careful because I don't know what your specific situation is. So I know this can be a very delicate conversation, so I'm also being careful about what that could be for you. But essentially, this card is saying that you are being a lot more comfortable and clear about how you would like to express your sexuality. Perhaps there might have been instances in the past, and I am picking this up, but this is definitely not going to be everybody in the group. But I am picking up that for some of you, there has been some negative experiences when it comes to your expression. And there might have been people that put you down, or you have had negative experiences around sexuality. And if that's the case, I'm so sorry that has happened to you. And when it comes to your love life, what's opening up for you is a new way of self-acceptance that therefore also then brings about the possibility for somebody to love you for who you are. You know, it starts with yourself and it expands, and you get to meet somebody who also loves the version of you that you have accepted, right? Because now you're clear about who that version of you is, and you can invite somebody else to appreciate that in you as well. I hope that makes sense. Let us grab our our tarot cards next to take a look at what is coming out next in love for you. We have 9 of Wands and Justice. Wow. Underneath the deck, we have the Devil. I have to say that message earlier on about some people having negative experiences with their sexuality and the expression of it, that message is coming out again with the 9 of Wands and Justice card. Some of you have felt very isolated, and you felt like you had to close yourself off from the world, especially when it comes to love, because you didn't feel accepted by yourself and also by the people around you. And it has taken you a while to understand who you are and where you stand. And it has been a huge journey of healing and self-discovery and self-acceptance. By no means was it an easy path to find yourself at this place of self-love. Now, Justice is seeking justice for the transgressions that have been made against you. Seeking justice for the boundaries that people have transgressed. And I want to say that at the very least, many of you will be taking those steps to set healthy boundaries around the kinds of conversations you want to have, the kinds of people you want to engage. You got to be very clear about the kind of balance you want to maintain when it comes to your love life and who you invite into your sacred temple, which is your body. That becomes really, really, really important for you to state those boundaries clearly and to also honor the sacred vessel that you are. All right. And I am going to point out, and this is only if and only if it applies to you, but for some of you, yes, you will be seeking justice in a formal legal sense when it comes to any transgressions that have been made against you, if it comes to, especially in matters relating to your physical boundaries. And I'm so sorry if that has been your experience. The Devil underneath the deck, this is you overcoming those inner demons and also overcoming the fear of confronting those demons in your life, especially if this is other people's opinions, other people's actions, other people's judgments about how you would like to love, essentially. Wow, it's not an easy topic, and I apologize if I'm not going as deep as perhaps is needed for a reading like this, because I also want to be careful about the fact that this is after all a general reading, so I don't know where each of you stand and don't know what the situation really is. So I will keep it as that, and I apologize if it's not super deep, it is part of the tarot reading, but I hope the message gets across to you, and I hope that you find the courage to express yourself authentically as who you are, and so stand up for yourself as well in terms of how you want to express yourself. Okay, let us grab you your oracle cards next to find out what else is coming in love for you. I keep getting that sentence wrong. All right, we have your find balance. That could not be a more apt pairing with the Justice card here, but find balance says, find balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. Okay, so some of you just need a good night's sleep, honestly. And I think when it comes to your love life, a lot more peace is coming in, a lot more tranquility, a lot more balance as well when it comes to the energy that you're putting in and what you get out of it. This balance is more so that it's not going to consume you so much. You know, whatever experiences you had in the past, negative, especially negative experiences, it's not going to be so life consuming for you. You're actually going to be able to walk out of it and find that, hey, I have energy to deal with other things in my life where previously I maybe was still too vulnerable, too raw, right? To have the energy to deal with anything else. But now you do. Okay, underneath the deck we have stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Interesting. So take some time to do some stargazing. This could also be about working with astrology, I must say. So if you enjoy astrology and you enjoy diving into your natal chart and looking at the various transits, this could be something that you would like to do for yourself. If not, I also just feel like giving yourself the space to do nothing, to just like daydream and just gaze at nothing, and don't feel pressured to have to be like productive or to do anything. That could be helpful as well, you know, take some heat off the pressure to have to be something for someone. Okay, now let us grab you some Moonology deck cards to see what else is coming through for love. We have here, conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. And your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. Beautiful. So conclusions are within reach. You will find yourself at the end of that healing journey. The hard work that I feel for many of you is the healing work that you have done for yourself. You have gone through such lengths to bring yourself to a state of wholeness and peace again, and that hard work is definitely paying off, and you're at the end of it. So kudos to you and congratulations to you for journeying with yourself all the way, and you're almost there. Okay, underneath the deck we have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. We were literally just talking about that right at the start of the reading, that this is a time where like your true self-expression when it comes to your sexuality or just how you would like to express yourself in love in general as well, like that becomes so much more easier for you to do. And this card is a huge confirmation and also encouragement from spirit to do that, you know, to show the world who you are. All right, let's get you a bit more about what else is coming through for you in love. We have completion. It's like spirit is like trying to reinforce the message over and over again. So conclusions are within reach. Completion is here. You are completing a chapter of basically saying goodbye to an old version of you. Saying goodbye to the past that has to be let go of, you know, and you have journeyed with that version of yourself for a long time. And now that version of you is ready to transition to the other side. And this is that completion that's happening for you. Wow, this is so beautiful. You have completion and then renewal. So I think some of you are wondering like, okay, so now that I have completed this cycle, like what's going to happen next? This is what's going to happen next. You will find renewal. I feel a sense of like doubt in some of you, like you feel like, you know, you've been going through this like grieving process for so long and you've been healing yourself for so long that you can't really imagine life beyond that. And what spirit wants you to start envisioning for yourself is what your renewal process would look like. You know, what would a new life look like for you where you're not so entirely consumed by this healing, when you're not so entirely consumed by having to deal with the heavy emotions or the mental strain. Perhaps even there's spiritual damage that you had to take on. What would life look like if you were thriving on all fronts? If you were thriving physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and everything else, how would that look like? And start to envision it, because that's how you begin to welcome your renewal journey. Okay, underneath the deck, we have instinct. All right, instinct is also saying that, you don't have to plan your renewal. You don't have to think too much about it. It's not something that you necessarily need to. And my left ear is like ringing. So follow your instincts. Follow what you feel like doing. You're not gonna know for sure that this is what you want to do, because this feels new to you, right? It's a new beginning of life that you've never experienced before, or at least you haven't experienced in a while. And so if you wake up and you feel like, hey, I want to travel somewhere, and it's just this instinct that comes up in you, go do it. If you wake up and there's this instinct to perhaps go out to the beach, or visit a friend, or go to this new restaurant that you've been eyeing, go do those things. No matter how big or small they are, give yourself the chance to just follow your instincts. That will, one step by one step, bring about that renewal for you. Okay, and we're gonna get some final affirmation cards for you about the next step in your love life. Okay, we have here ambition. May I offer all of my deepest longings to love itself and initiate, May I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. Please use me for the highest good. I really love that ambition is closing off your reading, because I think some of you have lost the ambition for love. I know we don't really use the word ambition when it comes to love, but essentially what I'm picking up is that you've lost any ability to dream about a love future for yourself. You've lost the ability to hope for better days in love. And what's happening in this renewal process is regaining that ambition to thrive in your life. And maybe it's not that you've lost your ability to dream big for love. You've just even lost the ability to dream big for yourself because of the challenging experiences that you might have faced in a love-related situation. So this new season of your love life is you having the ambition to dream big for yourself and for your love life, and to know that you are worthy of that dream. It starts literally by actually having that dream. That is such a small yet powerful first step, right? To give ourselves the permission to dream, to say that I feel worthy enough, I feel confident enough, I feel inspired enough to know that I can dream this dream, and this dream is not too big for me. This dream is mine, to claim that dream. That is such a powerful first step. And that is what kickstarts the entire process of actually then getting that dream into real life. So ambition, this is you striking out and going for the things that you love. Underneath the deck, we have self-love. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. Beautiful, beautiful. So pile number 3, this is what I see for you. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I pray that you have an amazing next chapter of your love life, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye.